Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, workers, shirkers, and shadow lurkers, welcome along to the Joe Spiver YouTube channel, where we discuss books and little else. And yes, welcome back, folks. My most abundant and outlandish apologies. It's been, at time of recording, about 7 or 8 days since I last logged on to YouTube. I am usually very, very conscientious indeed. I like to pump out 3 or 4 videos per week, whether indeed my subscribers would like to see them or not. And yet I have been away, folks. I'm always reminded of the Kenneth Williams quotation in Carry On Screaming. I've been away, folks, when in fact he's just been recharging because he's long since dead. But I am still corporeal. I am still I am still beating. My heart is still beating. And I've been away at the Palace of Grand Viceroy Spivey in Derbyshire for the purpose of cricket watching and, you know, baby forehead kissing and dog patting and, you know, path treading and lager swilling and, you know, local terrorising and all of this. I've been doing all of that, and yeah, it's been jolly fun. But I despise, oh, not I don't despise. That's far too strong a term. But I take continual slight umbrage at sort of continual interruption, really. You know, we're doing A, B, and C today. Oh, jolly good, let's go and do that. Then we're seeing X, Y, and Z person. Oh, great. We've got this, that, and the other to do. Okay, that's jolly for good, but I've realised that I love nothing more than having a 6, 7, 8 hour stretch before me with which to read, write, and you know, rollick some of my viewers on YouTube. So it's nice to see people and to, you know, cut the ribbon on some parks and to you know, fan some local flames or whatever. But it's very much nice to be back in Kingston upon Hull, back amongst the riotous xenophobes, and yes, back to reading and writing and just a kind of regular existence, thankfully. The cricket was a little bit, but for those interested, I went to watch the second day of England versus Sri Lanka at the Old Trafford Stadium, and it was for the last sort of 2 years. The England cricket team, under the stewardship of Brendan McCullum and their captain Ben Stokes, have been sort of what should we say, flagrant miscreants. They have been swatting left and swatting right in a game that's usually characterised as very studious, very calm, very composite, you know, sort of pushing at the ball very, very slowly, you know, slowly, catchy monkey. They have been swinging from the hip, as it were, really rather gung-ho, and they've been entertaining fans and winning lots of matches. But for some reason, there's a bit of a change of captaincy. The pitch, for want of a better term, wasn't really conducive to such exciting play, and so it was classic cricket, really. When you mention the terms cricket to anybody and they have a kind of stereotypical view of a sleepy afternoon with cucumber sandwiches and you know, lemonade and just very slow progressive play, that's exactly what it was. There was a slow chill across the ground. We started 2 hours early because of rain. It was, yeah, it was less than ideal, shall we say. It wasn't a bad day. You know, I haven't got any haunting memories from it, and I always like what I call being out in the field. Whenever I leave this office and whenever I go abroad into a different city, and I engage with those curious human beings. I do field work, and I listen to the chatter and observe the mannerisms and just see what people are doing and what people are up to. And I got very much of that. If I could have recorded the minutes of some of the conversations, then I'd be regaling you with them now. But yeah, for lack of a better term, it was a bit crap, really. And there was yeah, there was a bit of rain, and there was a chill blowing across the ground. We were in jackets, but England won the test, so all's well. But yeah, this is going to be a bit of a catch-up video. I have read a few books, and I've got another book to tout, and something else to show you as well. You won't notice in this very small microcosmic view of me that you have, but my long sight has deteriorated over the last year, folks, quite ruinously. So if I don't actually drive a car, but if I am a passenger in an automobile, and there's a registration plate about 30 yards hence, 30 yards in front, I haven't the foggiest as to just what that registration plate says. If we're in a public house, downing pints and approaching locals, and there's a football match going on or some sort of sporting event hoisted on a table, hoisted on a television, then I usually can't see the scores, and the key players are usually blurred to me, and I am like the the kind of quintessential. I was just about to use a xenophobic idiom, but I'm not going to do that. I've been using those all weekend, but I'm not going to do that in public because that would lead to my cancellation. But I have been, shall we say, a hawk looking through Venetian blinds. I've been squinting and squinting and squinting, but finally, because my auntie used to work at an optometrist, I have bitten the bullet, and I've just been to collect in the last few hours my first ever pair of spectacles from Specsavers. Of course, other extortionate brands are available, but yes, here they are, folks. I'm not in possession of much these days. I don't have a mortgage. I don't have a reliable income. I have a depleting stack of savings. I don't have a raft of friends. I don't have a significant romantic other. I don't have any prospects whatsoever, but one thing I am clinging to in my early 20s is something, according to onlookers anyway, something of an aesthetic appeal. In other words, I'm reasonably good looking, and if anything obstructs that or obviates it, then I am going to throw them asunder. But yeah, so I'm going to, I've tried them on. It really is a new world when I'm out walking now. I can't believe that I stayed blurry for so long. But this is it. This is the first trial of my spectacles for you. Let me just go in the back. I'll pop them on. I'll put a hand through my hair, and there we are, folks. So they're quite large. They are they're square, but they're kind of rounded. What I'm going to ask you is, do I suit them? I have a few weaknesses, one of which is scintillating sort of cosmic vanity, and I don't know if indeed I look good or not, but if half a dozen of you could tell me I still look magnificent, then that would be good for my overall mental health. But these are the glasses, so if I'm watching a football match or if I'm in somebody's car, then I will be donning these things and squinting no more. It is a luxury to be able to walk around and see 30 feet in front of you, but for the benefits of this video I'm going to take them off. But there they are, the glasses. I am now a glasses wearer. I am set to be punched in the street by people much cooler than me. But yes, so those are the glasses, there's the case. The eye test was £25, where they blew air into me and checked that I didn't have a golf ball sized tumour in my cerebellum, and then the glasses themselves, they're cheap and cheerful. They were £15. So if indeed I find myself wearing them quite a lot, then I will be probably investing in some Bobby Dazzlers. But yes, I finished Rory Stewart's Politics on the Edge whilst at Grand Viceroy Spivey's, and I remarked in my, this isn't going to be a review, I haven't got anything to read out. I've barely been reading or writing at all, folks, because as I say, I haven't had much time nor incentive or opportunity to do so. But yes, this is Politics on the Edge by Rory Stewart, and the final half of this book was read mostly on a train, with the marginalia of Jims and Jeans and Johns and Juliets in my ear, and of course the the monotone tannoy over the train, and yeah, it focuses on his time as international what was he, international development minister, then prisons minister, then as a justice secretary, I think, and then when he ran for leadership in 2019 alongside Boris Johnson, Sajid Javid, Jeremy Hunt, Michael Gove, and Andrea Leadsom and others, which seems, well, it is something of a century ago. It's about 5 years ago, I think. So he deals really with his him becoming really rather more telegenic and trying to gather momentum on Twitter, and I didn't quite realise just how close Rory Stewart got to being at least Boris Johnson's final opponent in that competition. Studious political devotees out there will remember that it was Jeremy Hunt that was the final challenger to Johnson, and was the only one to challenge his supremacy, and didn't do so. And Johnson went into Downing Street, and we can insert cliches from there. But yeah, Stewart got quite close apparently to winning the thing and to taking the fight to Johnson. He's a very, very good public speaker. It became a little more didactic. I mentioned in the previous review that it was rather literary and a bit florid and quite exciting, in other words, and adventurous. There was a great attention was paid to the characters, or to the human beings with whom he interacted in his life, but that really went by the wayside in the last bit as he tried to get his message across, and it became really rather like a typical non-fiction book. But you can sense the flailing hopelessness in Mr. Stewart all the time. The fact that he really does probably want a second bite at the cherry at some point. Obviously, he has won himself a new fame and esteem as part of alongside Alistair Campbell as part of the team on The Rest is Politics. But yeah, nice and very, very worth your time if indeed you, if you're interested in politics and you want to know how indeed ministers and civil servants and voters and undersecretaries and how MPs jostle. Really just about the unrecorded intricacies of parliamentary life. Then this is really jolly good. So yeah, I understand that Stuart has done books beforehand on his walks from between Afghanistan and these perambulations of self-discovery. I haven't read those, of course, but I might get round to them at some point. So yes, that was Politics on the Edge. I then really read bits and bobs of articles. I read, obviously The Guardian is free, so I accessed that. I still have, quite ridiculously, I have a subscription to The Spectator, even though nearly everything in there is so of the utmost disagreeability to me, but there we are. I like to track the enemy, folks. So yeah, I've just been reading on my computer screen mainly, but there is one reason why I'm rereading something which I love ferociously, absolutely ferociously. This is, of course, George Eliot's Middlemarch. This is a Penguin classic. There is a what is it? This is a salted paper print from a calotype negative of the statuette of Levinus de Aal by William Henry Fox Talbot, circa 1840s. So that's supposed to be Dorothea Brooke, presumably. But yes, I am clearing my throat. I am entering an essay competition online, folks. Who is it that's running it? I thought I would get the I got the bump up on my laptop. So if we can close the tab, which has horrid aggressive pornography on it. Here we are. Yes, we've got the Letter Review Prize. So yeah, I've not read much from the Letter Review, but I saw an advertisement for a prize, and yeah, so they're offering. There is a prize for fiction. There's a prize for short novels or short stories, and there's a prize for non-fiction as well. So it's the Letter Review is offering 1,000 USD, which is I think about £1,200, or maybe the sterling has been devalued since then. But yeah, about $1,000 total prize pool in a competition for non-fiction up to 5,000 words in length. The prize is open to writers who live anywhere in the world. 2 to 4 winners are announced, and I do live at, believe it or not, I do live on this earth, so that's open to me. 2 to 4 winners are announced who are published and share in the prize money. Up to 20 writers are shortlisted. All entries are considered for publication, submission to the Pushcart Prize, and for further anthologies. The prize is judged blind to ensure fairness, and I have wondered why this isn't the case everywhere, and it almost certainly is, but when I've been applying for some jobs, I've noticed that these people want to know all sorts of my immutable characteristics, such as my gender, my race, my religious convictions. Strangely enough, they place agnostic and atheist on the same level. It's in the same box. They say agnostic/atheist, and I know a great deal of people that would disagree with that. But why is it that things aren't all judged blindly? Why do they need to point that out? Anyway, yeah, so see our previous winners page here and our comments and testimonials page to see what we like. So yes, up to 5,000 words in length, and of course I'm going to reread this and write a stonking essay on it that will titillate every reader available, hopefully. So yeah, I'm going to start rereading this today and see where that gets us. I remember absolutely loving this. Obviously, my reading of it predates my YouTube career. I think it was it June or July of last year? And yeah, I started in October. So I've enthused about this until the cows come home very many times on YouTube, but yeah, it's the first time I'm going to be actually reading it. I don't know just how much I'm going to report of that. I would imagine there will be a great deal of spillover, and it will all bleed into one. And of course, I'll want to talk about it if I'm reading for 4 or 5 hours a day. But yeah, so yeah, any of you guys, I mean, I might as well advertise the prize. I'm not paid to advertise the prize, but yeah, it looks a good one, and I think the deadline is the 1st of October, so we've all got 4 to 5 weeks to get something written out, if indeed you haven't got anything already loaded onto a document. But that is The Letter Review. That's the name of the publication, The letter review, and I think, yeah, they're doing fiction, non-fiction, and all the rest. So that'll be jolly good. Yeah, I might as well get as many of you to enter it as possible, because I'm going to win the thing anyway, because I am ceremoniously talented, and nobody shall stand in my way. But yeah, this has been a bit of a catch-up video. I have managed to include some books. I have shown you my glasses, and how I am now the proud owner of some spectacles. But yeah, I'm going to get back into the swing of these things. I'm going to be dissecting a Christopher Hitchens essay tomorrow for you, and then perhaps doing a September TBR. Wouldn't that be fun? But yeah, I'm back into the routine. I've not rode completely into the political wilderness. What should we say? The technological wilderness. I am back with a beating heart, folks. So yes, I'm going to go and have some lunch, and then I'm going to read some charming George Eliot. I did have to, I've systematically gone, and at least of the first 200 pages, I've gone and rubbed out some of my annotations. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the spectacle reveal, and yeah, I will be back presently with more videos. But yes, I'm going to thank you ever so much for watching, as ever, BookTube, and say goodbye.